hopefully you're ready.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're
I'm
on.
over here looking at my milk mustache. Dude, I need to cut I can't drink this drink without it getting caught up in
the stash.
In this, in all of it. It's really good though. It's
pretty tasty. Now that there's ice in it, it is actually a lot better.
Yeah. So,
I didn't think it would need ice because it's like milky. So usually like milky drinks, I feel like you shouldn't put ice in, but this needed it, and it's actually really good.
Yeah. So hello everyone.
Hi,
thanks
welcome.
For hanging out with us. What are we drinking? What is this?
I forget what it's called.
Rudo's.
I don't know. I know nothing.
You sent it to me this morning.
I know nothing about Zelda, and I made this drink specifically for you, Franklin.
Yeah.
So I know nothing. You can just call me Jon Snow.
It is called. Oh, I was way off. The Chateau Romani.
Yeah. Tell me what that means.
I don't know.
Okay.
Here.
It's
Majora's,
from Zelda?
Oh, it's from... Okay, so it's from Majora's Mask. I'll be honest. With Majora's Mask the game, it's such a, like, convoluted game. Like, there's just so much going on that I skipped the little side quests. Because I'm just trying not to die or the moon not to, like, destroy the world.
Oh, the moon's angry?
It actually is. It has a face, and it's bad. And basically...
I think the moon does have a face, though. We can come back to that. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know what just happened, but it's gonna get weird.
I'll tell the story when you're done. I don't want to interrupt you.
But in the game, the moon is mad. It has a face. It's upset, and it's basically
so opposite of Teletubbies.
Yes,
got it.
Opposite. No crying baby, and basically this imp or kid imp had put like a spell
this imp
out
or kid,
there.
Kid imp.
His name's Kid Imp, and so he. He basically destroys the world, and you have 3 days to make sure the world doesn't get destroyed, but you have so much stuff to do that you have to be able to reset the 3 days. So you pull out your ocarina, you play a little tune, and it resets back to the 3 days. So you're constantly like resetting the game. It's complicated. It's interesting.
But like, do you get to keep all the stuff that you already did?
So that's the thing. Yeah. So there's a way to keep your money. You can put your money into this bank, and for whatever reason, as long as it's in the bank, it never disappears. However, if you have stuff on you, all that stuff will disappear, except for your like key items, so like your sword.
What about like your like memories though, like whatever, or like quests that you did? Do those,
no, the quests stay good.
Stay done.
Like once you free them from the spell because all the quests you're doing, they're all basically being terrorized by some kind of force or demon or something, and so once you free them from that, they're able to stay like finished. Like you don't.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
But that's the pain of the game is you'll be in the middle of a quest and you don't realize that. 3 days
time's going
and you have to like, oh shit, I have to reset myself, but I might lose my progress. And when you reset, you don't just stay in the same place. You go back to the main town. So it's like now I got to get my items again. If you were in the middle of the quest, now I got to go back and grab the thing. And the good thing is you know how to do it better, so you're able to do it faster. But it's a pain. But that's part of playing Zelda. Is if it's not an adventure, it's not fun, and that's the difficult part is what makes it fun. I was trying to explain this to my friend Tasha the other day, because Nintendo, ever since the Mario movie, is thinking about releasing a Zelda movie. But part of the fun of playing Zelda is the hours you put in before something good happens. So how do you put that in a movie? Like, I don't know. I guess you can't, like... It's just one of those franchises, like, I just don't fuck it up. Like, I don't... It would make me very sad, because, like, Nintendo is very gun shy with their movie franchises, because I get it. They made a lot of bad choices in the early 90s with their shows, and like I think the movie that they did really made them kind of gun shy, and so now they're like, I don't know, but hopefully they kind of figured out with the Super Mario movie that they can kind of do more. But Zelda as a movie would be phenomenal. I'm excited for it. I can't stop playing Tears of the Kingdom.
I know, that's why we made a Zelda drink.
It's a fucking problem, Jasmine. Okay? It's a problem. Okay? I haven't cleaned my room. I vacuumed because my parents were like, you vacuum or die. And I was like, okay, okay, I'll get that done today. And I started doing stuff around the house, but it's literally taking all my time. Like, as an adult, you can't do those. You can't just dedicate 12 hours to playing a video game. And then I did that.
I mean, you kind of could.
You can. But then
you stream it on Twitch, and then potentially that all of a sudden now you're getting paid.
It's different
to
if you're
play
making
for
money.
12 hours.
If you're making money, for sure. I'm not doing that. I'm just playing for the enjoyment of my heart.
You can try.
You know what it is? I can, but it's just I don't want to like play video games and put on a show all the time.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Because I just want to like sit there and then cuss at the screen sometimes, and I can't do that.
Totally get it.
I gotta be like, I did that on purpose.
No, I totally get it. Because like even when I was streaming more regularly back when I was, it kind of felt that way. Like it at the same like. Don't get me wrong, it kind of gives you an excuse to play video games, so that part of it's nice, but then at the same time, the video game all of a sudden kind of becomes more of a chore.
Yeah.
And then you're not just playing the video game, it's like you have to pay attention to the chat over here and like be engaging with people, because if you're not, some people have a tendency to get really upset, like if you're not engaging with them, and it's like, I'm sorry, I'm playing a game.
Things, yeah.
And I'm looking out, and I'm still talking to you. Like, do you know how hard that is? Like, just that in general? Like, just to even be able to be like, I'm playing a game. Oh, you said something. Let me respond to that while I'm also still playing the game. Like,
and I would feel bad because sometimes, like, I'm not good at every game I play.
Oh, no. I'm not a great gamer.
Especially with, like, this Zelda game. It's very open world. Like, for a Zelda game that has an actual story that you have to finish, like... It's pretty crazy, and like 90% of my time, I'm just traveling from point A to point B. I'm just, and like the thing is,
just trucking.
And so with Zelda, they have a stamina bar. There are these little circles, and everything you do takes stamina. So climbing, swimming, running for extended periods of time, and luckily you have like save points or like little things you can transport to. So once you get that, that's cool. But you have to walk to each one of them before you unlock them.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the same way with like almost any open world game. So it's like
a lot.
In the beginning, it's a lot of just trucking yourself over here, trucking yourself over there, climbing up this mountain because there's a fast travel point up at the top of that mountain. I gotta get to that bitch.
100%.
Like,
and I risk it so hard sometimes, man. I risk it for the biscuit every time. Like I'll look at a mountain, I'm like, I got 2 stamina rings. I can climb that. And the thing is, I get impatient, so I jump at certain points to like speed up the process, and it takes a bigger chunk. Yeah. And then I'll get to the top, and I'm like, I got like this much stamina left. I'm like, I got this. I usually make it.
You fall off the mountain.
I usually make it, and that's the thing. If you fall off, you can pull out like a little
the glider,
like a glider thing, but take stamina. So if you run out of stamina on the climbing the mountain, you just die.
Just falling like a rock.
Now I have learned that you can teleport mid fall, which has helped me a lot to not die. So like if it's like a place where I'm like, I need to get back here, whatever, I'll just teleport to another point and then come back. But yeah, and it's a very frustrating game, but also a really cool game. Really cool feature is you can build shit in the game.
Like weapons and stuff?
No, well, yes, you can build
forging?
So yeah, you can they call it fusion. So you can grab let's say there's a rock on the ground.
And what can I turn that rock into?
Yeah, and I have a sword. And there's a lot of like big boulders that can only be smashed with other boulders. So what you do is you fuse the sword to the rock, and now I have rock sword. And you just hit the rocks with the sword, or you can use it like a shield with like a cart, and now I have a skateboard.
I saw that in a thing.
Tony Hawk's Pro Zelda.
But, oh my god.
Yes.
But you can't just have a pickaxe? They don't just have a pickaxe?
I think it's part of the creativeness of the game is that you can build whatever you want, and so they left a lot of it to the imagination. Okay. And I've been looking on TikTok. People have been building crazy shit. This dude,
I'm gonna fuse this with that.
This dude built a mech, like a Gundam, out of spare parts. Because they have some parts can like breathe fire, and then other parts have like a laser, and like some other parts are giant wheels. Or this one guy built this huge wheel, and he have like control sticks inside the game. So you fuse a control stick to the giant wheel he built, and he's literally controlling this giant wheel while just driving. And he put the Tokyo theme song, and he's literally drifting the wheel. I was dying. I'm like, this is so funny. And so people have just done like so much, like there's so much creative shit that I'll be running around. There's a thing where you get certain powers. One of them is that if there's something like within reasonable, like a ceiling above you, within reasonable height, you can just go through it. And you don't realize how useful that is until you spent 10 minutes trying to figure out how to climb up this waterfall that has, you notice there's a platform, so I need to be on the platform, and you forget you have this power, and for 10 minutes you're trying to climb a wall that's wet, and you keep falling off the wall, and you're just like, why is this game so stupid, and then you accidentally hit the button that makes you do that, and you're like, oh, that's right. I can.
The joys of gaming. So back to the point.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about this drink that I made us?
Oh yeah. yeah. So it's ice cream in a cup.
Yeah, pretty much.
With Bailey's and bourbon and
we used all lactose free stuff. So we used lactate milk, lactate vanilla ice cream. There's a little bit of vanilla extract in here, as well as a little bit of nutmeg and some cinnamon simple syrup that I made. Yeah. It called for just regular cinnamon, but I was like, why not use the simple syrup I made?
Right.
You got it all up in your. Yep, right, they're in there.
Thank you. But it tastes amazing. So
yeah, it's actually really fucking good.
Check out our Instagram.
Yeah, I almost drank it all.
Because it's actually really tasty.
Yeah, it's yummy.
So really refreshing on this. Like, it's not super hot today, but it's like hot enough for.
But it's
a cold drink.
It's weird that it's like a milk drink, but it is not. It's not like overpowering either.
Yeah.
Like it's not like.
It's not like a milkshake.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not like drinking a milkshake or something, and it just being like, oh, this is so hard to drink. This is so much. Like it's so heavy. It's like it's actually very light for being such a kind of milky drink.
Yeah.
Good. I like it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Good.
But anyways, what I was going to say earlier is that.
Yes.
When I was a kid, when I would look at the moon, all the craters and shit on the moon kind of make it look like it has a face to me.
Okay.
And so whenever there was like a full moon or something, this is going to sound really weird. I'm just now realizing as I'm saying this out loud to put on the internet for all to hear.
Forever.
Yeah, I used to talk to the moon when I was a kid. I was a very lonely child. I was an only child. My mom worked a lot, guys. I was by myself a lot. That's why I'm so weird, okay?
Good night, moon.
Yeah.
Good
night.
Night.
Sometimes I wouldn't do all that, but like sometimes I would, but like more it was just kind of like, I don't know, I would talk to the moon like it was a friend.
Would you come home sad from school because the boy you like didn't notice you and you'd sing like a song to it?
I never sang to the moon, no. But I would talk to the moon. I would have the little therapeutic sessions with the moon sometimes and just, hey moon.
Yeah.
I had a bad day today, like I've talked to the moon. Yeah,
Yeah, as long as the moon didn't talk back.
Yeah, I think that would be weird if it did.
It's
ever.
like,
but then again,
it's okay,
maybe that would mean that I had like some kind of superpower. So maybe that would have been awesome. We don't know.
Until one day you're telling it too much, or you don't want to talk to it. You're like, leave me alone, moon. It's like, no, tell me. And
then all of a sudden, it's like the moon changes the tides and shit.
Yeah.
We're all. I caused the apocalypse because I was just in a grumpy mood and didn't feel like talking to the moon one night.
Lesson learned. Yep. Talk to the moon every night.
Just spilled my drink all over myself.
There you go. That's so funny.
It's fine. But yeah, no, I used to talk to the moon because it looked like the moon had a face. And so as a child, you're imaginative. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to talk to the moon.
Yeah, it's cool. I played with action figures until today. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool. I just never stopped.
It's okay. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, I wish that I still had some cool action figures to play with. I mean,
no, you don't. They're expensive, and they take up so much room.
I've got my tiny little Mal.
Yeah.
He's not really an action figure, but he's cool. I like him.
That's the one thing. Speaking of buying things,
I spent so much money. I spent much money.
We actually went to it's called Comic-Con
Revolution.
Sorry, I always mess up the name. Comic-Con
it's
Revolution.
Okay, I had a really hard time with it too.
In Riverside, in Ontario.
Yes.
And it was super fun. This is my third time going. This is your first time going.
Yeah.
So rule of thumb for me, I have yet to invest into statuettes or action figures, if you will, because I know once you start that hobby, there's no coming back. And that's I've seen the $2,000 figures that are the size of you, and the extreme detail that they go. I want them, but I know if I go down that dark road, my debt would just be
there's an
crazy.
even darker road you could go down.
What?
You could build them yourself.
Don't stop!
That's
Why
an
are
even
you giving me
darker
an
road.
idea? Yeah.
I actually I have a friend on TikTok. I can't remember his exact username, but he's gonna get a shout out on the podcast right now.
There we go.
I believe it's Darth Munchies is his username. He actually sent me a really adorable Lola figure from Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Yeah, the little Lola robot. So that was really cool. But he builds all of his own like droids and stuff. And he has a full-on functioning R2-D2, and he just built the Grogu guy, because I can't remember the name of it, but the the assassination droid thing that used to be their friend that was on that planet. And remember it was like all run down, and then he makes it into like a
mech suit for
Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
He built that, and he has a little Grogu figure in it and everything, like full life size. It's fucking rad.
This is the thing: is if I start doing that, then eventually I'll be like, you know what I should have built? Like a 1/10 the size Gundam. I don't need a 20-foot Gundam in my house. I do need it. I do need it. But I don't want to be that guy.
I feel like I would just need, like, for all the things and all the nerd stuff that I would want, I feel like I need a whole separate house for it. Like, I would just need, like, this welcome to my nerd house, and then have, like, an actual, like, adult house where, like, you know, we live and, like, adult things happen, but then when we want to be nerdy and we want to do nerd stuff and, like, have, like, a nerd party and stuff, and, like, we play D&D there, nerd house. I need 2 houses. No,
still, I think this is what I'm thinking, is every room will be a different video game theme. Or different, like, nerd somewhat theme, and have their own stuff. And then if you go in my kitchen, all my stuff will be nerd themed. Everything will be nerd themed.
I like that idea.
And if I get like land and build
just
my
multiple
own house,
houses on the land.
Oh my god!
Yes, I like that idea. Buy land, and then you have 2 houses on the land. One is an adult house, and the other one is the party house with all the nerd shit. I'm so ready for it.
I would start building different lands.
What are we doing? Oh, we're building different lands?
Yeah,
we're just fucking Disneyland?
Land,
yes!
Fucking,
we're just the Disneyland for nerds.
Oh, it would be so...
Let's do it, Frank. Not only are we going to have a comic book shop thing with a speakeasy in the back, we're going to have a whole plot of land where everyone can come and... live out their nerd dreams.
It would be crazy.
Nerd theme park.
It would be the coolest thing I would ever do in my life. Like, literally.
I think all we have to do, Frank, is just start a GoFundMe, and we can or like a what's the other one? A Kickstarter. Get a Kickstarter, and we're kickstarting it, man. Let's do it to it.
Prices start at $20 a person. No, no, I would. You know what would be cool though is if you did a series of Airbnbs that are themed like that.
That'd be pretty rad.
That I would do, because then it's feasible and it makes me money. So there's that.
True story.
But to get back to the point, Comic-Con Revolution is what we did last weekend. And how did you like your first convention?
I had a blast. I was obviously still a little like awkward turtle because I was just kind of trying to figure it out. Like, obviously my first ever convention, I don't really know how that works, or, you know, I didn't know what to expect really. Mm-hmm. So I did definitely take it a little bit slow. I definitely wasn't as, like, out there, I guess, as, like, you know, I probably normally would have been. But I was getting a feel for it. Yeah. And I feel like next time we go, I'll definitely be a lot more open and weirder. But I had so much fun. Yeah. It was so great. I spent way too much money, though.
Yeah, it was... That's the problem. Okay, so this is the thing. So, like, your first convention, I feel like... You're right. It's a little awkward because you're trying to, like, get your bearing and trying to figure things out.
Because there's so much going on, and this is even like you described to me. This is like a smaller convention. Mm-hmm. Like, I couldn't even imagine walking into like San Diego Comic-Con. Like, no, like this one massive. Was huge for me. Like, there was a lot going on. There were so many things to take in. I think we walked around the convention like 3 or 4 times too, and I still felt like I saw something new every single time we did a lap, because it was just like you miss stuff so much every single time. So it's like
definitely
there's so much going on.
Sensory overload, and like again, like this was a smaller convention, so like there wasn't even that many like I expect to see more cosplay. Yeah, but like when we go to like LA Con,
I feel like when you go to like the bigger ones, I feel like almost everybody is cosplaying. Like, because
not everyone. It's still a good amount of people who aren't.
Really?
Yeah, it's still like I would say the cosplay ratio is probably closer to 15% cosplayers, maybe 20% cosplayers, versus people who are just like maybe they're like more like bounding or more like just like like this, like wearing a nerdy shirt. But for the most part, there are more. But yeah, I still would say it's closer to like 20-80 splits.
Interesting. I expected it to be a lot higher than that. I expected it to be like most people. Like kind of like how when you go to like Ren Fair. Like when you go to Ren Fair, you're dressed up. Everyone's dressed up. Like you're not half-assing it.
I think there's still a lot of people. Well, one, cosplaying isn't easy in the sense that like it's cumbersome. I get it. Like it's a lot. But Ren Fairing, I think it's a little bit easier because the clothing is more normal. Where like sometimes when you're cosplaying, it's not. Like we saw the Mandalorians. It can be very. I
can see it though from both ways because I mean, even I'm thinking about going to Ren Fair and like maybe I'm in full scale armor. You don't know. And most Ren Fairs are outside too, so that's got to be even hotter and even harder on you. So I don't know, man. I feel like Ren Fair might take the edge on that because I mean, it might. Everyone's dressed up at Ren Fair.
That's true, and they're wearing like real armor.
And
they're wearing
most
like
people
actual
are wearing
chainmail
like
shit.
wearing like real legit cool stuff, and like you're outside and you're doing that all day. Most people have like a character too with their Ren Fair thing, so it's like
fair lady.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking in an accent or doing certain things and stuff, and you're doing that pretty much all day.
Yeah,
I gotta give Ren Fair the edge on that because then Comic-Con, it's like you said, only like 20% of the people are dressed up and this and that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think it just depends on, like, dude, there's this guy who carves his costumes out of, like, foam. And, like, I mean, he does a Juggernaut costume.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
It's insane.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
It's insane. No, I get it. It's, like, literally, when he took it off, I was like, oh, my God, there's a little person in there. That's how different it looked, like, when he had it on. And yeah, last time I went there was him, and he had built 2 other big costumes that were, I think, were Sentinels from X-Men.
Yeah,
like it was pretty. Some of them get pretty intricate. And
there are some crazy ones though that I've seen. So I'll give you that.
I will say for a smaller convention, the celebrities were pretty like good.
Oh, were they, Frank? Were the celebrities pretty good? Were they pretty good? Shout out Miss Mae Whitman.
Look,
if you ever want to make Frank's life.
Oh my God, no,
just say hi to him because we literally she'll never listen to this.
Yeah,
but I'm still gonna talk to her as if she's listening right now.
Yeah, sure.
Frank literally looked at you. Okay, he saw you from afar and he panicked. He straight panicked. You should have just seen it. I wish that more people could have been there to see the look in your eyes.
Oh, they will when I'm done editing the video that we made.
You weren't on camera, were you, when you saw her? Or was I recording?
I think you recorded me a little bit. I haven't looked into all the footage because I'm still rendering it, but yeah, it's.
And also, by the way, he had no idea that Mae Whitman was going to be there.
Yeah, I had.
Because he didn't. Apparently, I didn't even know this. You didn't look at like the guest list at all. I did, and I started looking it up, and I was like, oh shit, there's going to be all these people there.
I don't look at the guest list because I don't ever plan on talking to any of the people. I don't like that kind of interaction. Like if I run into them, I want to be very like organic. I do like what you do because I feel like in that situation, it's a weird forced. For me to say, like a forced I like you.
Yeah.
That was it. Goodbye. Yeah. Like it's so weird, but
it definitely is. Like meet and greets can be a little bit kind of weird sometimes. Because I remember when I did one with Blake Shelton and stuff like that, and it's just like you kind of only get like a quick second with them, and it's like it's kind of awkward, and you're like, hey, and then you take a picture, and then it's like over, and you're kind of like, did that actually happen?
Yeah,
like,
that's a lot.
Did it? Was I imagining that? Like, I can see how it's kind of weird and awkward, especially too because like I said, it's like they're trying to funnel people through. Like, there's a huge line, especially for May. There was a huge line.
I could only imagine it's just like, oh my God, I love you and everything you've done. Okay,
oh my God, thank you. Signature.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of like a awkward. You hear the same thing over and over again.
Which
like
I probably would have more enjoyed the one I did kind of actually want to do was the dude, and I feel bad because I don't know his. Hey guys, sorry for the interruption. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties, so you won't actually get the context of the show that I'm talking about. The show that I'm talking about in this segment is The Orville. If you haven't checked it out, it's a sci-fi show. It's kind of started out as like a spoof of Star Trek, and now they're kind of doing things a little more seriously. Still really funny, but I just want to make sure you guys knew what show I was talking about, so we'll get you back to the regular scheduled podcast. Thank you. I genuinely really enjoy it. I'm sad that they haven't renewed it for a 4th season. I'm still hoping. But I wanted both those guys are like some of the best comic relief on the show, and I did want to meet the redheaded dude. Like he like by far is one of the funnier guys on the show.
Yeah.
Like actually, I just watched blah 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
I just watched an episode.
Don't say blah, blah, blah.
I just watched an episode that like because like later on in the show they actually take it more serious and make it more of like their own version of Star Trek versus making fun of Star Trek. And they have an episode where he kind of time travels and ends up like starting his own family because he thought he was stuck in this time and he was never going to get home. And then they basically go back in time to a point where he doesn't have the family yet and bring him home and explain to him, we had to basically like make it so that you never had this family so you'd want to come home with us. And his former self or current self is like, no, I get it. Like you made the right decision. It's like, it was actually like made me feel like I'm watching a really serious Star Trek episode that they had to make and I'm like, whoa, like wow, the writing on the show is really good.
The writing like evolved to make it like an actual like
sci-fi, genuine
quality
sci-fi
show instead of just kind of being like a farce of a show.
Exactly, it evolved from the spoof show to now, oh, this is a genuine sci-fi show. I could watch this, and so I did kind of be like, oh, I do kind of want to go over there, but because it's so disingenuous to me, I couldn't do it. But yeah, no, I mean,
that's kind of the way I felt too, because like, I know you mentioned it a couple times. You're like, hey, don't you want to go talk to a Power Ranger? Because like I was dressed up, obviously, as a Power Ranger. But at the same time, like, it just felt weird. Yeah. Like, to go walk up to the people who legitimately played these characters, and then there's me in my little Amazon fucking onesie. Yeah. Like, hey, big fan. Like, weird. Yeah. It's fucking weird. Yeah. Like... But at the same time, like, it would have been cool, but at the same time, like, it just felt weird.
Yeah, I agree.
But it was really cool even just getting to, like, see them in person. Even just that in itself is, like, really cool. Like, fucking Yellow Ranger is just right there, you know? My childhood is right in front of me.
Like, are you sure? Like,
yeah, like, it was just super cool.
It was neat to see that they exist. Like, they're cool.
Like, they are real people. Yeah. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But... if you wanted to see me explode, if I would have been walking and then
accidentally bumped into Mae Whitman, oh my goodness, could you imagine? Frank would have turned into a total puddle.
I would have probably made a strange noise and then ran away. No.
I see you actually making a strange noise, then attempting to, again, make noises with your mouth, but it not work. Like, you would have just, the strange noise would have been all that would have happened, and then you would have just stared.
Yeah.
Like, you would have been like, nah, and then been like,
The thing. The thing.
Yes. Like, you would have just did that.
Yeah.
I feel like 100%. That's what would have happened. And then she would have been like, security?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I think they're so used to it. I found, the few times that I have, like, freaked out in front of a celebrity, they know exactly what's going on, so they're just like, relax. I'm like, okay. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I won't lie. When I told you, when I mentioned earlier, I had a meet and greet with Blake Shelton. Yeah, it's exactly what happened to me. Yeah. Because the way that the meet and greet worked was like you stood outside, and there was like, so like I'm in line right here, but there was like a partition like this. Where it's like you walked around the thing, and then all of a sudden he was right there. He was in front of you. But you couldn't see him or anything before it was your turn. And so it was like, I walked around, came around the corner, and then I just stood there. And I mean, it was more like this, because he's a giant. He's like 6'4". But I was just like, and he literally was like, come on over. Come over here. And I was just like, okay. Like, like, just not words. Yeah. And then, like, I had a cup made for him. And so, like, I had that in my hand. And I was like, made you this. Like, it's just, man, it was just all bad. No, yeah, and then the picture that I took with him, it's a beautiful picture. But I won't lie. I ended up having to edit the picture because my smile was so big that I swear to God I look like a crazy person. Because I was literally like...
Yeah. Because you just...
I'm so happy. Yeah. Like, I just... Oh, no. It was so bad. It was...
Yeah.
So, Blake, I'm sorry, man. Like...
I wish
sorry,
I
it was weird.
Like, a celebrity that I'm actually, like, think is cool while I'm, like, drinking. Because then I would not give a fuck.
Because then you're just, like... It's like, it takes the edge off. Like, you're just kind of like, oh, hey. Man? Like, how's it going? Like...
By the way...
Yeah, like you're just cool about it.
Totally in love with you.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah, just side note.
Whatever.
You're pretty rad. Like,
yeah.
I dig what you're putting out.
For
you
sure.
Know? Like,
by the way, I get you're married.
keep it
and
up.
This will never happen, but
hey, you know, if ever there's a chance,
yeah.
you know, you get a little that hall pass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm here
Just
for
let
it.
me know.
You know, because you know I got a hall pass for you. You know,
Okay,
like,
that's weird.
Just throwing that out there. You know,
that's so funny.
in case this could ever be, you know, kind of like a thing.
Oh my god, no, I genuinely like, no, it would be bad. It would be like we're joking around, but no, I just
yeah.
As a 33-year-old man, it's unhealthy the amount of bad it would be.
Henry would do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Henry would do it. Like
Cavill, by the way.
yeah, we all know which Henry I'm talking about. Like literally, like the man would break. Like he could be at a distance. I would not approach because I would just be a puddle of just goo at that point. I just. Oh my god!
If we saw Henry Cavill,
oh my god!
I would walk over there and be like, Henry.
I couldn't. Henry is literally like the epitome of like dream man for me, and that's because it's like he not only is he like this big muscular like sexy dude, the man's the biggest nerd ever.
Yeah.
And he built his own freaking computer. He'd rather stay home and play video games, and he plays Warhammer.
That must be interesting because like how does he play? I mean, I'm sure there's like groups and people he plays with that are high level or whatever, but I don't know. It's just how do you make friends being that high of a celebrity?
He's Henry Cavill. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just
walks into a game shop. Give me your best players, and then I don't know. He adopts them. I don't know.
No, he just walks in and just goes, he pulls out the Witcher lines. He just goes, and they all know. Yeah. They're like, oh man.
I don't know. What is with all these handsome ass dudes being nerds? I don't appreciate this. Him and Joe.
Do you feel personally
yeah,
attacked?
I feel personally attacked because now I have to.
Manganiello, I believe.
Thing, there's hot nerd women now, which is ridiculous.
There have always been hot nerd women. It's just we don't.
Sure.
We slink in the shadows.
Not when I was growing up. That was not a thing. So.
I've always been a nerd. But I mean, I don't count for you though. That's just weird.
Okay. Yeah. That's right. But also, you were not that nerdy when I first met you.
Like I said, we hide it because as women, it was never really acceptable, really, to be nerdy.
No, fair enough. It is different.
So
now.
we always kind of like pushed it to the back. We never really talked about being nerdy or the nerdy things that we liked because it wasn't attractive for a girl to be nerdy.
Yeah.
Now. It's fucking attractive to be
nerd
nerdy.
Flag
yeah,
fly.
and so now it's like we don't have to worry about it or anything. But like I always had to like kind of push it back when I was younger because it was just like people thought it was weird.
You might have, for sure. And I felt the same. I even though I was actually like a popular football player guy, athlete, and I told like nobody that like on the weekends I was going out and playing Magic, or I was like some of the nerd kids knew because I would talk to them on the weekends, but not at school. Like I was a jerk, but it's definitely way more acceptable. But yeah, now I got to go to the gym. For sure, if I want to get a nerd girl. It's annoying. It's like, oh, what? Now I got to bench like Superman too? Ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's nice, though, being able to just be nerdy now.
Yeah.
Because, like I said before, it just wasn't acceptable to be nerdy. Like, people looked at you, like, if you liked anime, oh, you were that weird kid.
Oh, I told nobody I liked anime. There was, maybe one or two people in high school that I knew that also watched anime. And then those were the only people I talked about it with, or my cousins. That's because they. Yeah,
it was like you kind of had to like pick and choose what you talked about certain things with certain people. Like, I mean, I used to get made fun of when I was younger because I liked Harry Potter. Harry Potter,
really?
Yeah, Harry
Potter. That was popular.
Yeah, I mean, even though it was popular,
but I guess we were too into it.
Yeah, you were still. You were like, it was super nerdy if you liked it too much.
That's fair.
And so it was just kind of like I used to have to like kind of push that back a little bit too when I was younger. It was kind of like, oh yeah, I like Harry Potter. Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. But I couldn't be like, oh yeah, I know like every single word and I can tell you this, and this, and blah, 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 blah. Like I couldn't do that back then.
Could you imagine wearing like, because like now it's super easy. Like nerd merch is so accessible now.
Oh yeah.
I remember like when Hot Topic was really the only place I could find.
Oh, yeah. Hot Topic was like the one place to go get like nerd stuff.
Or I'd have to go to like Little Japan or Little Tokyo in LA to get stuff like that. Like, dude, that's where I would buy manga when I was a kid because they didn't sell it like everywhere. Yeah. You know? So, yeah, it's definitely changed. And now we have huge conventions where we spend way too much money. Back to our point.
Yeah.
How much? What did you get?
We don't need to talk about how much.
We don't need how much, yeah.
We don't need to talk about that. Okay, let's.
He's like, it's more than my paycheck.
It's a secret. Okay, so, I mean, I wish that all the stuff... I am trapped in this corner right now, everybody, because my entire house is torn apart right now because tried to do something with my work office and it didn't fucking work out. So that's why there's stuff behind me today. But yeah, so I can't get to my stuff, but I ended up buying the Pink Power Ranger actual helmet.
Wearable
helmet.
Honestly, the most baller move I've ever seen in real life.
Yes.
Like legit, she saw it and was like, give me...
I literally saw it when we walked past like the booth and I'd seen it. We walked past it and then I looked at Frank and I went, should I get it? Should I just get it so I can wear it? I can complete the outfit. And he was like, well, I mean, if you want to. And I was like, fuck it, let's go back. And I was like, let's go look at it. And I literally walked up to the dude and I just said, I have a question. I'm all, will that fit my head? Like, is it wearable? And the guy was like, yeah, I've seen people with bigger heads wear these helmets. He's like, totally wearable. And I'm all, give it to me. I'll take it. I will say, though, I will say how much I spent on the helmet only because I misread the tag.
Yeah.
The one in the front was very, very faint. So when I read it when it was up on the top shelf, it looked like it was $99.99. It was not. It was $199.99. Yeah. So I will say I thought I was getting a steal because I thought it was $99.99, and I'm all, give me that.
Yeah, for $100, it's a great price.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he was like, okay, your total with tax is like $2, and I'm all,
what?
And then I looked down at the helmet and the very faint one, and I'm all, I already committed. Here's my card. Go ahead, give it to me.
Would you say though it's worth the $200?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I will say, though, because I can wear it, makes it way worth it. Because now it's like, if we go to another convention, if I want to dress up as Pink Power Ranger again, I have a full-on fucking helmet I can wear, which totally completes the whole ensemble. Then now all I need really is a morpher. I need a morpher.
A morpher with a belt? We'll
get you one, I need that. But then otherwise...
And the little gun.
Yeah.
And you got your gun.
Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll just upgrade the whole suit. Who the fuck knows? Maybe we'll just have
Are we talking about building you a Power Rangers
full
movie
Pink Power Ranger
suit?
You know what's really funny though? So Pink Power Ranger was always my favorite growing up. But now as an adult, my favorite color is yellow.
Oh.
So it's like I feel like I'm gonna need both, man. I'm gonna need to have the Yellow Ranger and the Pink Power Ranger, just cause both.
I might invest a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge Zeo Ranger fan.
Okay.
I would do the Green Ranger, the original OG Green Ranger, but I don't know. It's still on the table.
It's the shoulder pads for me on that Green Ranger outfit. You know, the whole gold shoulder pad thing.
If I wore the shield, I would lose my fucking mind. I would not stop screaming. It would be.
I mean, I do like the white tiger.
That would be pretty cool.
Outfit and everything though too. That helmet is sick.
But have you the gold Zeo Ranger?
I mean, yeah.
He also has a shield and his staff.
And a staff. Right. What are you, fucking Gandalf?
Hell yeah. You shall not pass. Like, dude, no, but it's Gold Ranger. I think honestly, even though I'm a bigger Tommy fan than I am a Jason fan, I think is as cool. I won't say cooler. As cool as both the Green and the White Ranger. I don't know, just something about the story and like how he got his powers, and he had his Zord is a pyramid. What? Like, yeah, like I don't know. It just was cool. So, especially because the Zeo Ranger power is not only is it more powerful than the Power Ranger, the Power Coins, but it always is getting stronger and stronger. That's like the legend, the lore. So I don't know. I always thought the Zeo
it's pretty rad.
Like really cool.
Yeah, so hey, next convention, we're just gonna be dressed up like Power Rangers, man.
You know what? Great. What else? Like
both of us.
I haven't. Yeah.
Not just me, Frank.
What I want to start buying, but it's also dangerous, is Power Morphers. Like different ones from the different seasons.
Yeah.
If I get in Space Morpher.
Beep boop beep boop beep boop
Yeah.
beep boop.
I
don't like that though.
Like,
I don't like that though.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't like change.
Yeah.
And in my brain, it's always the coin, man. It's just.
Yeah.
Like my thing's in the way.
I just always
need it because now
impressed-
the motion feels weird when I don't have one, man. I need it.
I think the Zeo way that they would do it, the little motions that they do.
I mean, yeah, that was pretty cool. I'll give them that. It was pretty cool. But I can't. You know, forever for me, it will be the holding the thing with the hand behind it and the fucking static behind you.
Yeah.
I can't. I need the colored static behind me. Like I gotta have it. Like.
So, what was one of the coolest things you saw at the con that stuck out in your mind? Like, oh shit, that was really fucking cool.
My dice tray.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. So that was that works. So, Jasmine bought this really cool like dice tray.
It's like
this company. They're small. They're just starting out. Mm-hmm. But they did. When you pointed them out, I didn't see them at first. But when you pointed them out, I was like, oh, these are really fucking cool. Is acrylic or
no? It's kind of like what I work with, but so it's like resin and wood. It seems like and. Just the colors that they get on these are just gorgeous, and I couldn't like take my eyes off them. Every single time we passed by them, I was like, I want that one. Like I want that dice tray.
Yeah.
Like I saw some other dice trays around when we were walking around and stuff, but just they stuck out to me the whole time. So it's like we obviously went back at the very end before we left, and I ended up talking to these guys, and they were super cool. So my dice tray was made by Wyvern Warfare. And they are a small company out in Utah, I believe is where they said they're from. And they just started out in like September, I think, of last year. And they're freaking amazing. Yeah. Like the most gorgeous dice tray. It's like, so they have a whole bunch of different colors you can choose from and everything. The one I got is kind of like a tealish blue-green color. And it's like, you got like the wood in there too and everything. So it's just, so gorgeous. I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, that looks super cool.
It was a pretty penny, but so worth it because I've been wanting a dice tray forever, and I don't have one. I mean, I've been doing my dice videos and stuff for the last like year and a half, almost 2 years, and I've been using a fucking shipping box with a mouse pad shoved in it for the last year and a half. Yeah. Okay? I deserve a nice dice tray, okay? Yeah. And Wyvern Warfare gave me that, so I'm super happy about it. I love it. Everybody should check them out because they're for sure freaking phenomenal.
Really cool guys.
Oh, honestly, yeah, they were so
nice. And I think it was cool to hear their story and that they just started and it seems like they're doing a really good job. Their booth was pretty popular. So.
Oh yeah, and they were like super patient with me too because I was like not being able to decide. I was like, I like that color option, and the guy pulled out all of the ones that he had in that color option for me to even look at. So it was like I had like 10 dice trays in front of me that I got to choose from. That he was like, here you go ahead, look at all of them and everything. They had like purple ones, they had the teal colored ones, I think they had like black ones. There's so many color options, and there's like so many different variations, and each one is going to be different because you'll never get the same effect on any tray. Yeah. Like when you're working with resin, it's always going to be different every single time you pour. So you're getting something unique no matter what. So, and I think that's fucking awesome. So, yeah, I love my dice tray.
I know, and then I got a bunch of shirts that I was actually really happy with. This is not one of them. I put the other ones away.
Dang it, Frank!
But I know I was gonna wear one.
I got a cool shirt. I'm wearing it.
Yeah, I got a bunch of shirts which I always like to wear. I don't have enough nerdy clothing, which is not true. I actually have a shit ton, but I always feel that way. So it was kind of nice to pick up a couple shirts. Star Wars, Superman.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Like, I feel like graphic tees for a little bit, like, kind of fell off. Like, I feel like people stopped wearing graphics for, like, a really long time. And I feel like they're just now starting to, like, come back. Yeah, right. And I love that. Because it can almost be an icebreaker at times. Like, especially, like, you know, if you're out and about or something, and I see you wearing a Wolverine shirt. Yeah. Hey, bro, I love your Wolverine shirt. Like, I'm a big X-Men fan. Who knows? That you just made a friend.
Exactly.
Like
100%.
That's 100%, cool. 100%. Like, you know, we don't. I feel like, you know, when graphic tees kind of fell off for a little bit, it's like we kind of lost that. Yeah. And I like that they're coming back because I like wearing my nerdy shirts. But I normally, I buy a shirt. I usually cut the sleeves off of it, turn it into like a cool muscle tank. And I used to wear those when I worked at Amazon. I love wearing them at the gym. I also love just wearing them around the house.
Yeah.
They're great. They're comfy, and they show off my nerdness. And I love that. I love getting them at thrift stores, though, too.
Oh, yeah, like the older ones?
Yeah, well, yeah. Like, because you can find some really cool, different, rad stuff, like, just at a thrift store that you would never normally find. Like, I have this one that people like, really like, that is Super Mario Brothers, but they're dressed as Power Rangers.
Oh, nice.
And it says, I think it says, what does it say? It says Ranger...
It's me, a ranger.
No, it says something. It's like it mixes the names. I can't remember what it says on it. But it's like, so Mario, I think, is dressed up as a Red Ranger. Luigi is dressed up as a Green Ranger, and then Princess Peach is on it dressed as a Pink Ranger. And it's super rad. But I found it at a thrift store.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like what?
It'd be cool if someone made one where Mario is dressed up in Rita's outfit, and it's a me, a Rita. Oh, that's in a heartbeat. Me and Tasha actually, I don't know if I ever told you this, but we actually have a couple concept designs for a nerd tattoo wear. So basically, we take a lot of like Flash style tattoos, and we combine them with it's basically like a nerd tattoo design, and we're putting them on shirts.
Oh, that's cool.
So something we're working on right now. We've actually been working on it for a long time. We kind of put it on the back burner a little bit, but been looking into it again. But yeah, we have this design it's the Joker from the Joker movie, and he's walking out, and it has one of the quotes from the movie like in a ribbon around him and stuff like that. So we're working on some stuff like that. So
yeah, you guys could do like stickers and stuff too, because like people love like stickers right now, and so like.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, just doing those cool designs as like stickers and stuff.
Yeah,
people eat that up. They love it.
Right now, I'm working on a design for it's like sweatpants. Just because I love joggers. I fucking live my life in them, and so it's just like a basic black jogger. But then on the thigh, cause I'm like, because I have a thigh piece. I like having it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it'd be kind of cool to do like a thigh piece one, and it's Captain America's shield. And then, but it's broken, like it has a crack in it, and then Thor's hammer next to it, and then I forgot what it says, but it says something like a quote from Endgame on it too. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I dig that.
So things like that, we're working on stuff like that. So who knows? Maybe you'll see me at a convention slinging some shirts one of these days, or paying someone else to, because I don't like to stand there all day, and I don't know. It's cool, but. I like to like roam. Like that's the thing I like most about conventions.
Yeah,
is you get to walk around and do so much, and when you have to just stand in one place, it can be a lot.
I mean, that's why you and Tasha do it together though, and then you guys can like take shifts walking around.
Yeah.
So, and then you still have a friend though while you're there. So
yeah, that's nice. True.
That's nice. What was the coolest thing for you?
Oh, well. You know what? The coolest thing that I saw was a cosplay. You saw it with me.
Yes. I was gonna mention it because I was gonna say like other than my dice tray, the coolest thing I saw was
the Appa dragon train thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
cool. Was rad.
So it was based on, or at least from what I saw, I don't know because I didn't talk to them, but it looked like it was based on a Chinese dragon costume, but it was Appa from Last Airbender. And I was like, that is so cool. And I even like that they all wore like matching orange shirts, and like they really made it like a whole thing. And I'm like, that was the most creative costume I saw there. Not there was one guy there that was dressed up as a Jedi, but it was a cross between a Jedi and something else. So, Cobra Kai, that's what it was. Yeah, or it was the not Cobra Kai, but it was same Daniel-san from but
whatever, what have you.
But yeah, so I was like, oh, that's cool. We're finally seeing some more like inventive crossover things like that. So because up until then it was pretty straightforward. We did see a pretty cool Batman.
Those guys were legit. There was a bunch of really cool Mando guys that we saw. The one that stuck out to me though, as far as cosplays, was that chick Predator.
Oh yeah, she was cool.
So rad.
You know, the only thing that would have bumped her up to number one for me is if, and maybe she did have it, and I just didn't see it. If she would have turned on the little Predator homing device on,
Could you imagine if she just took off her helmet and all of a sudden she had the whole.
There's some people that do that. They actually put the mask on, and it's a mask of the face, and then they put the helmet on top.
Yeah, I know.
Which I'm like, how? Are you just like in a pool of sweat? Because I know like the Ninja Turtle outfits, those ones collect. I hear like you have to empty them out every few hours because you're you're literally like walking in a pool of your own sweat because there's so it's just rubber. It's just you're in a giant rubber seal.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I can imagine.
No, thank you. Did you know that? Have you watched Ninja Turtles 2?
No.
Okay, so
I was never a big fan of Ninja Turtles. Like, I mean, I was, but I wasn't. Like, I have very vague memories of watching the cartoon as a child, but like,
watch the first one.
I
if
never
you get a chance
like got
again.
into it after that.
The first Ninja Turtle movie still holds up hard. The other ones are kind of, but in the second one, there's a character called Kino, and he's actually one of the Ninja Turtles, but he got some actual like screen time for like most of the movie in the second one. So I was like, oh, that was a cool little fun fact I found out. Like, hey, he played a turtle and a guy like without the mask. So yeah,
very nice.
So this weekend I'm going to Anime Riverside. So anime convention. It's kind of like a different animal a little bit because I think more cosplay for sure. That's going to be the thing is a lot more people are going to be dressed up as like different characters.
Yeah.
It's interesting though because this is the first time.
So who are you going dressed as?
No one. I'm lame. I don't dress up.
What's wrong with you, man?
It's expensive and I'm poor.
Dress up as something.
There's not enough time because this is the thing. Like I've done the quick cosplay thing and I hated it. It's just you want to go. Once you get to that level of like, oh, people are walking up to you and they really like what you've done, I don't want to go back to the lazy cosplay. I want it to be like a really nice.
That makes sense because I definitely felt that when we were there because it was like when I was because before I got the helmet, it was like everybody be like, oh, Pink Ranger and you have pink hair, that's so cool, like hot. But the minute I got the helmet,
it was on.
Everybody wanted to take pictures with me.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh my god, the Pink Ranger, the Pink Ranger. I even had. Oh my gosh, my whole heart at the end when we were leaving, there was this little boy and he just kept staring at me and he kept like poking his dad and his dad was like, what? Like he didn't know and the kid just kept looking at me and next thing you know, like I noticed him looking at me and I waved at him. He got so excited and he waved back and he was just like, oh my god, the Pink Ranger like waved at me and my whole heart melted.
Yeah, no,
the
kids, like anytime the kids are excited, that like supersedes anything. It's just like a nice feeling.
That just makes me want to put on the fucking costume and like go anywhere and just that almost sounded really weird. I was gonna be like, and just go hang out with some kids. Like
yeah, don't do that.
Not in a weird way, everybody. Just like, hey kids, look, it's the Pink Power Ranger. Like I'm not being weird. Like, I'm not gonna steal your children.
I had an interesting encounter with a person when I was dressed up as Nacho Libre. Like this lady comes over and she's a very like good looking lady and she's like, oh my god, can you take a picture? And I was like, sure. And she had
you gotta stop petting the dog, man.
She had 2 little kids with her and I was
no. Sorry, Dante is in here and there's no space for these animals right now. No, go lay down over there.
Oh,
I'm sorry, buddy. We'll hang out later. Go.
He's like,
anyways, continue.
Anyways, so she had these 2 little kids with her. So I'm like, oh, for the children, for sure. For the children, let's do this. And I'm getting ready. I'm like, okay.
And he's over here. He's like, Nacho.
Yeah, I'm getting all in character. And then the lady hands her phone to the little kid and goes, take a photo. And then she takes a photo with me. And the whole time I'm just like, okay.
I mean, I can see it though.
Like it's cool that she wanted a photo.
Yeah,
it was just
that's
really
cool.
funny
but
to
then,
me because the expectation
because I'm thinking about the convention too. And remember, there was that lady when we were there, and she was wearing the Pink Power Ranger just T-shirt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But she had her daughter with her.
Yeah.
And the lady, like I made a joke and I was like, oh look, we're matching. And the lady was the one who wanted to take a picture with me.
Yeah.
And her daughter had to be like, can I be in it too?
Yeah.
Like, I want to be in the picture. And then the mom was kind of like, she almost seemed kind of begrudging about it. She was like, okay, like, I guess. Like, and it was just kind of like, shouldn't you want your child to have the phone?
It was my Universal Double Dare experience all over again. But not on the same scale. But either way.
See the bonus extra feature for that story, everyone. Okay, but I wanna throw out a last shout out, obviously, based on, let me move my microphone, my awesome shirt. Sorry if you guys hear this weird sound. It's because my chair.
Yeah, she's not farting.
It's just rubbing against the shit behind me. Anyways, so back to my shirt, which I don't know how to show it because I'm not. It's backwards. I'm weird. Okay, brown coats. Yes. So we got to meet the California Browncoats.
Yeah.
Who are actually a Firefly Serenity kind of like fan club group thing. But after talking to them, we found out that they do all of their stuff for charity.
Yeah.
So, like, whenever they go to an event, there's a different charity that they're basically sponsoring. So the proceeds, they're a nonprofit. So the anything that they make goes to that charity. And that made me want to buy shit even more. Because that's awesome. Like, it's like, they're just doing it for charity. That's rad. So obviously I had to get this cool shirt. So this shirt was actually a mystery shirt. So I had no idea what kind of shirt I was going to get. I just bought it. They handed me a little red paper bag, and I got to rip it open and find out what I got. This is what I got, and I'm so happy with it. I bought a whole bunch of other stickers and stuff from them, too, and, like, some magnets and different things. I bought some shot glasses. But they were rad. And it was really cool to, like, meet people who love Firefly and Serenity as much as I do. Because, you know, my,
the whole time I was
nerdiness.
like, this is weird.
Yeah, Frank was just standing there, like, you know, like, Captain Malcolm, you know.
Whatever.
Yeah, Frank was just kind of standing there because he didn't know anything, and he sucks because he doesn't like Firefly.
That girl that's on the show.
Which girl?
The tall black lady.
Yes.
She is
Zoe?
Yeah, she's in Suits, so I know her.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
She's very talented. She's in a lot of things.
No, yeah, she's been in a lot of shows.
I actually noticed the other day too that I think, if I remember correctly, I think we were watching Rebels. I think she voices a character in Rebels.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that. She does a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I know her voice, and I totally recognized her. I was like literally sitting there. I'm like, that's Gina Torres. That's Gina Torres. I know it is. You can't tell me it's not. But yeah, no. Anytime I see any of the cast from Firefly or Serenity and everything, it's like I'm always pointing them out.
Well, the guy that plays Mal, he's just saying
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, he was in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, right? That's the same guy. Or a different guy.
3 Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
What's his name? What's this guy's name?
Nathan Fillion. I'll go see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 if he's in it. Like, there will be no hesitation if you tell me Nathan Fillion's in it. Nathan's in a lot of things, though, and he's currently, I think, doing that show, The Rookie, which is like a cop show. But I love...
Yeah, he's in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Okay, I'm going to go see it immediately.
Yeah, he plays a pretty, like, funny character. I liked him. But yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff, too.
Yeah, he does a lot of things. And, like, sometimes he does, like, little parts and stuff. And I love this man to death for the fact that he always finds a way to insert a Firefly or Serenity reference in almost everything that he does.
Oh, really?
Everything. I swear to you. He was on a long-running show called Castle for a long time.
Yeah.
He would just, if you were a Firefly or Serenity fan, you would catch the little nuances and stuff that he would throw out there. There was even a Halloween episode of Castle when he comes out dressed as Mal.
Oh, that's cool. He
literally comes out and he's got his coat on, he pulls out the gun, and he's doing all the stuff, and his daughter looks at him and she goes, "What are you doing?" And he's all, "It's my costume." And she's like, "What are you supposed to be?" He's like, "Space cowboy. Duh."
That's funny.
And she's like, "Weren't you that like 5 years ago?" Because it was like, that's when the show had gotten canceled, was like 5 years prior to that. And he goes, "Well, so what?" Like, and it's so great because he always like, everything he does, he always throws in little references because he loved working on Firefly and Serenity. Like, that was a big pride and joy for him, and he's really proud of it. And I love that he is still so involved, and he still likes to throw little Easter eggs at us and everything that he does. And it's great. I love him. I love Nathan. But the most successful, I feel like, well, one of the most successful is definitely Alan Tudyk. Alan Tudyk is just...
I don't know who that is.
How do you not know who Alan Tudyk is? He plays K3SO in Rogue One, the robot. He voices him. He was in A Knight's Tale. It's called A Lance. Hello.
What's his last name?
Alan Tudyk. Tudy. Wait. Tudyk.
It sounds like you're saying something else.
Tudyk.
Yeah.
Oh, Tudyk. I never made that connection until
That's
right
hilarious.
now. Thanks a lot, Frank. Thanks for ruining one of my favorite people's names.
I ruined his name. That's how his
Thanks for ruining his name.
Oh, I know who he is. He was in 42. He was a jerk in 42.
Yeah, but...
And, he's the pirate from Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pirate Steve.
Pirate Steve. Gar.
Arr.
Gar, Steve. Anytime somebody's name is Steve, that's what I think of.
Yeah, you know a lot of stuff. Okay, mad respect.
And then he said...
Steven Tudyk.
What? His name's not Steven.
Oh, what is it?
Alan.
Alan Tudyk.
His name was Pirate Steve.
My name better be Alan. I got 2 dicks.
Stop. Don't. He is
That's
amazing. You stop it. He's
I'm
a
sure
leaf on the wind.
I'm sure he
Watch
is
how
amazing.
he soars, okay?
Oh, God.
It's too soon.
I'm sure
It's
he
too
is amazing.
soon. Anyways.
Alan has 2 dicks. That's what I imagine like them making fun of him in school, in like grade school.
You're the worst human. You're gonna
Alan has 2 dicks. Alan has no, I don't. I only have 1.
I'm sorry, Alan. I take no representation.
I hope. I'm gonna
please,
clip. No, I'm clipping.
Please don't upset.
I'm clipping
No.
this. I'm clipping this.
Okay, well,
I'm putting it out.
I want Alan to know that I have nothing to do with
if
this.
we meet him
I never
because
even
of
made that
this-
reference about your name. It's all Frank. I love you. Please don't associate me with him when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally looking directly in the camera. Fuck Frank right now. Okay, this is to him. Okay, no, stop it. You're gonna make Alan Tudyk hate us.
But when we get to meet him because of this, and then I get to apologize.
You better apologize good.
Or he'll bring me and be like, "Yeah, I do," and I'm like, "Ah!" That'd be weird.
And then he'll be like, "I really am like C-3PO," and you're like, stop. I mean, he was a droid. He did play a droid.
See?
Anyways, moving on. We're getting close. I mean, we're already pretty much technically over, but I mean, we're only at an hour right now. So, do you have any more thoughts on the con or?
Well, just that like it was cool to see that this con is growing, and I like the fact that the full cast of Avatar was there. The last
that was really cool because
cool.
everybody was trying to get into that panel because I don't think people realized that the entire cast was going to be there.
Minus Mark Hamill. I want to point that out.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, everyone was there.
Yeah.
Mae Whitman was there. Who Frank didn't know was in Avatar.
We stood right behind her booth. I freaked out for a little bit.
We tried to talk loud enough so that she would hear us and say weird things like how
"Who's
Frank was
saying
in love about how Frank was in love with her. It was great. Good times.
But to be fair, most dudes.
To be fair, sorry, I could not. Every single time somebody says "to be fair," you have to sing it.
Okay.
It's a Letterkenny reference.
I'm sure a lot of dudes are in love with her, and that's why her line was the biggest. Because
well, yeah, I mean, who wouldn't be? She's great.
I know, she's so cute.
She is. She's adorable.
Yeah.
I love her. I would love to be friends with her.
Oh
my gosh, I feel like me and her would have so much fun together.
You should be her friend.
I should.
And then you can be like,
and then we can make fun of you together, and it would be great.
You can never
Mae
tell
Whitman,
her.
let's be best friends so we can both make fun of Frank together.
You can never tell her
Please?
about the general
Let's do
respect
it.
I have on her. You can never tell her that.
She already knows.
I mean, probably. But
She is aware.
no, but yeah, it was just cool that this con is growing and to see the growth. Like, it's pretty. Even with so many out there, like there's literally cons in most cities now, and it's cool that there's still room for it to grow and a lot of families at this one, which I like.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, seeing like the kids cosplay. They even had like a kid cosplay contest,
Ooh,
which was
nice.
really cool.
Yeah.
So there were some really good kid costumes and stuff too. Like the kids went good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had so much fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the next one. Hopefully by the next one it'll be even bigger. Because I remember you were saying that the last one or whatever that you went to in Ontario, the same convention, it was only like one room, and this time it was like multiple rooms, and then they had all the panel rooms upstairs. Like there was so much going on. So
yeah, before they did have 2 rooms, but the room wasn't a second room for like artists. It was just the signing people, and it wasn't that many.
yeah, because there were 3 rooms. Yeah, there were 3 because there was the artist room with all the artist people there. Then they had just the regular con room, which had like all the merch and stuff, and then the like all the guests, like everybody who was there, and then they had that special room with like paid meet and greets where you could do like the paid meet and greets and get like autographs and have like actual kind of like one-on-one time with people.
Yeah.
And then they had the panel rooms upstairs. So craziness.
Right.
And that's a small convention. I can't even imagine, man.
When I was at LACon last year in December, I was getting a tattoo, and they were just like, "Come on down, Simu Liu," which is the guy that was in oh my gosh, Shang-Chi,
Uh-huh.
and I was like he's literally 10, 20 feet away from me.
But you're in the middle of getting a tattoo, and
like,
you're like, I can't move.
Yeah,
I'm in pain.
But it was cool just to like walk by and see like him. Elijah Wood was there.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, oh, Frodo. Like, you know, like it was. That's the difference. Is like, yeah, I freak out on these little people, but like when you go to the big cons, Ron Perlman was at one that I went to.
Oh, that's cool.
Like that was crazy. It was like Hellboy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so it's a bit of a different scale, but eventually this one will get there, and that's what I like seeing is that.
Well, I mean, they're already starting to. I mean, they had Mae Whitman, man.
Yeah, and Rufio.
Yeah.
Rufy. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, even though we didn't like actually talk to any of them, it was still really cool. Just even being like in their presence, I guess. Like that's just a cool feeling.
Yeah,
like
they probably saw you and were like, look at that Power Ranger chick, and then hey,
that's so rad.
right?
Just even the thought that maybe they saw me, maybe they're like, hey, that's pretty cool. Day made.
Right.
Day made. Didn't even think about that. So day made.
Yeah.
Okay. Final thoughts.
If you've never gone to a convention before, because for whatever reason, maybe you're like, it's not for me, or that's a lot of people. There's always room for everyone. I think they try really hard to make it comfortable for everybody to go.
Yeah, it's very inclusive.
And even if you go for a little bit and realize maybe it's a lot of people, maybe it's overwhelming, you can like leave and come back in spurts, you know, because it is a lot. But I do think if you're into this sort of thing, I waited on a long time before I went to conventions. Like I didn't even go to my first convention like on my own. I went because of a friend of mine, Isaiah. He was like, oh, I have tickets to Anime Con, and I was like, oh, I've never gone to like a big convention before, and I went, and it really changed how I viewed the nerd culture, and it really made me. Now I go to these things, I feel like I'm going to my like a friend's house.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like how you were saying you were kind of uncomfortable. You were getting used to it. Now it's like I'm psyched because I know exactly what I'm in for. I'm in for seeing a lot of cool shit and meeting other people who are into the same shit that I am, and everyone is like, they all find their own niche in this big nerd world. Like, there's people who dress up in cosplay and dance as those characters. There's people who, you know, just dress up as the character or make this stuff. Like, everyone finds where they belong in it, and it's ever growing. So yeah, if you've never gone, go
check it out.
It'll be a good time.
I definitely agree. Actually, I'm gonna not have a final note, but also kind of like take us backwards because I realized we forgot to talk about somebody.
What?
We forgot to talk about the Nerd Mafia.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
we totally blanked because of who we are as people.
Yes.
But we actually met these really awesome people who are a part of just like a cosplay community. And they were called Nerd Mafia. And they're all at different levels of cosplay. Some of them are like really good. Some of them are just starting out. But then they all have their own like individual skills and everything that they all bring to the table. Like some of them are like seamstresses and like are really great at sewing. Some like are really good with like their 3D printers and doing stuff like that way. And like it's just amazing the things that they do, and they all help each other and teach each other and work together, and they all go out and do different things. And we talked to them for a while, and they seem like the coolest people.
Yeah, very chill.
We definitely like kind of like instantly clicked with them. We definitely want to try to work with them, and maybe have them on our show here, or maybe like go out to an event with them and do some stuff. So they're freaking awesome. Shout out to them. Sorry that we are who we are and our brains just don't work all the time, but they were definitely awesome. So I'm definitely looking forward to like doing something with them in the future.
And if you're looking to get into cosplay, they're definitely people to hit up to like.
Oh yeah.
You know, because I believe they throw on different events and different workshops to kind of help people out with certain aspects of it. Because I know there's like all kinds of stuff to learn with that.
Yeah, so much.
So I would definitely go check them out. I'm sure they have like different things you can learn or skill pages and stuff. So I would hit them up.
Yeah. Nerd Mafia.
Yeah.
But I like conventions. I can now say that. Like I was saying earlier, like it definitely was a little overwhelming at the beginning. Like it's like, oh my gosh, like trying to take it all in. But at the same time, like everyone was so nice. Like everyone was so welcoming and so nice. Like I was nervous because it's like I dressed up, but you didn't. So I was like, oh my goodness, like, yeah, like I was kind of nervous about it and everything, but everybody was so nice, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, I love your Power Ranger outfit. Like, oh, I love your Power Ranger outfit. And it just, you know, people start pointing you out. They're like, oh, Pink Ranger. And people like start talking to you, and you're just kind of like, oh, shit. Like, hi. Like, I was definitely thrown off like several times just because I'm not used to that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you're not used to, like, people just being like, oh my gosh, like, hi, like, people just talking to you. Because, like, you know, I kind of, you know, you go walk around, you kind of avoid eye contact, look down, don't talk to people and everything like that. This is an entirely different beast. It's, people want to talk to you. You want to talk to other people. Like, you want to point out things and be like, hey, I love your cosplay. Like, hey, I love, you know, the stuff that you have for sale. Like, it's totally different, and it's really great. And I'm excited to go to more.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely more on our list to go to this year. So,
yeah, I mean, I have another one that I'm going to in Wichita. I probably won't be dressing up for that one.
Yeah.
One's going to be a little bit different. That one's more of a wargaming convention because it's for Warhammer. And I'm going to be working it, so I'm going to have a booth and stuff there because I'm going to be selling dice.
How crazy would that be, though? Like, you open your booth, fog comes out, you're just dressed in a badass fucking...
Do you know how much it would, like, cost me and how much time to make an actual Warhammer cosplay?
I'm sure it'd be nuts.
That shit is intense. Like, they wear full-on armor. Like, I mean, not just armor. Like, I'm talking, like an Iron Man suit on crack is what they fucking wear. And they've got these fucking swords that are, like, this big. Like, no, bro. That's going to take me, like, a year or two to, like, make that. And I'd probably have to just hire somebody to make it for me. So, because I ain't gonna, that's way too much for me. It's a lot. But no, that would be really rad to, like, do, like, some kind of cosplay for that. But I'm really excited to go to that. That's in Wichita, Kansas. It's the Flying Monkey Con. So I'm really excited. Shout out to my buddy Matt. He's one of the people who runs it. So
nice.
I'm really excited to go. So more cons. More conventions. More conventions. Okay, that's it. That's all I have to say. Do you have anything else to say?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay, guys, everybody go to conventions because they're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, do the thing.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with us. Check out our social media.
I was just about to say, find us on all the socials.
Yeah.
Here. Frank's is there. Why am I using opposite arms? Why do I always do this? This feels weird, too.
Yeah. Little dinosaur hands. But yeah, follow us, and then follow, if you're not already following the Nerdoholics podcast on Instagram, Nerdoholics on TikTok, and we're gonna be, we kind of talked about it a little bit, we're gonna be releasing a video about our experience at the con on our YouTube. We hope to be making more YouTube videos here soon, so if you haven't subscribed, please go subscribe to the YouTube. A lot of stuff will be going on there.
Yes, and make sure it's Nerdoholics, everybody.
Yes.
There are a few other people out there with a similar name, and I know there's like a Nerd A, but no, we are Nerdoholics. Please and thank you. But y'all are